I know what you're thinking. Amsterdam is just full of coffee shops and weed smokers, the red light district and prostitutes. But I'm here to tell you there's much more. Amsterdam is a world-class centre of art and culture. There's 1.2 million bikes to its 821,000 inhabitants. There's 165 canals in Amsterdam, and most of the buildings are wonky. Take that, Pisa. This is Quick Trips, and this is a new spin on Amsterdam, the Netherlands. So if you've seen my previous videos, I love flying from Liverpool Airport because I live in Liverpool and it's free. It's also home to one of the most successful football teams in the world. And sorry you Blues, it's not Everton. But we're not here to talk about that. So quickly moving on before I get death threats. This is Amsterdam Airport. It's very busy, there's lots of shops. This guy looks like he's fresh from a coffee shop himself. I did say it's not all about that, but for some people it is. The most convenient way to get into the city centre is to just quickly grab a train from the airport, costing £3.50. Well, €3.50, but I'm not converting all of these. It'll take me ages. Got enough to do in this video. We did one change and we're into the centre. The station you should arrive in if you haven't gone the wrong way is Amsterdam Central. Easy enough. Previously, I talked about bikes. There is 400 kilometres of bike lanes and several storage facilities. When crossing the roads, make sure you look left, right, and left and right again. The bikes have priorities and you're more than likely going to get run over. I almost did like 40 times. There's loads of canals, as I said, and 25,000 bikes are thrown into the canals and disappearing in Amsterdam every single year. This is a nice building and that's a tram. And these are the wonky buildings I was talking about. As you can see, they just fill the gaps with bricks and hope for the best. Our first stop on the way to the hotel was the flower market. Amsterdam is famous for tulips. You can buy bulbs and you can buy souvenirs, I guess. If you like your flowers, that is, or if you've done something really bad to annoy your partner. This is our next site, the Aluminium Bridge, or for our US viewers, the Aluminum Bridge. Tomato, tomato. Now I know I said this video is more than coffee shops, but some of you out there will want to see coffee shops. So here they are, where you can buy legal drugs. You're on holiday, I will not judge. When in Rome, I guess, or when in Amsterdam. This is what it looks like on the inside. There's menus and it is all done legitimately. This is the little coffee shop I would recommend. Well, not a coffee shop. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to call it a cafe. It does food. And sells second-hand clothes, which is strange, but cool. The food doesn't look that great, but it really was. It's called Latte, L-A-T-E-I. This is another famous building, and as you're aware, I struggle with these, so there it is. Google it. Take a break from the sights. These are just some of the streets. A couple of B-rolls for you to let you know what it really feels like to walk around Amsterdam. This, though, is quite a famous building. The Gogh Museum. I kept calling it the Reichstag, which is in Berlin. If you see my other videos, you will see what the Reichstag really is. And it ain't this. Now, one cool thing about this building is it has this archway where you can cycle and walk straight through the building. If your children are watching this with you, I am concerned about some of the topics we spoke about, but the kids did love this guy, so I'll put it in there for you. And just behind that guy is Moco, the Modern Art Museum. Now, you may not be into art, but they've got things like Banksy's, and they've got some really strange exhibitions, like these teddy chairs, like Elmo. I don't even remember seeing this, but I've got the video content, so. But yeah, really interesting, even if you're not into art. I mean, this lady didn't move the whole time, so she's probably not into it. Or she's part of the exhibition. And past the art, there is these light exhibitions too, where each room is completely different. And again, wow, worth looking at. Bit trippy if you're off your face. Yeah, and apparently there's one in Spain, in Barcelona, which I did not know about when I went there. And I wouldn't want you to miss this, so go. It's worth it. It costs about £20 a ticket, so I will shut up and stop showing you these videos just so I don't ruin it for when you go to Amsterdam. So whilst we're on the subject of art, and this is the city of art and culture, I thought I'd show you a bit more. Now, at first I thought these guys were spray painting, but they were actually just fixing a window. This is the flag of Amsterdam, 3 X's, and you will see it everywhere, even on drains. They've even coloured it in, look, very artistic. I also saw this little alleyway that was dedicated to Ukraine and the war. Put Putin out, I agree. Now this guy isn't fixing a window, I promise. He genuinely was spray painting as I walked by. The guy's very talented, but we move on from art. Why not see the famous Amsterdam duck store, where all they sell is rubber ducks. They have everyone from Darth Vader to Donald Trump. Makes a very good souvenir, but will cost you about 11 quid. I bought mine. Mine was a tulip. Amsterdam, eh? I was getting peckish, so the next stop was some brunch. The place I went, I can't really remember. I think it's called De Rude Liu or something. That salmon was unbelievable. And I know the place looks bougie, but it was actually really well priced. So next, you can do a bike tour. When in Amsterdam again, why not jump on a tour, learn about the city, and ride a bike? The streets are literally made for it. So next we go to Van Gogh, or Van Gogh, whatever you want to call him. I remember learning about this guy in school, and this is a self-portrait before he went mad and cut his ear off. On a serious note, these are world-renowned pieces of art, and I left feeling cultured. This is Central Station, one of the most famous train stations in the world, and as I showed you before, this is where you would arrive. From here, you can get anywhere. Most of the streets veer off from here. These are more wonky buildings. Now, I'm not sure if the architects were just off their faces when they made these, but they are definitely wonky. And I was just completely gobsmacked that Primark had made it this far. 4 pennies for the Irish viewers. When you know, you know. This is another Instagram hotspot, and if you like a stroop waffle, you're going to like these. Now, it will cost you about a tenner just for a stroop waffle, but it is amazing. Van Wadden stroop waffles. Look at the queue. One thing to know before you go, in Amsterdam, the buildings are very steep. These were my stairs to the hotel, and I unfortunately was on the top floor. Just my luck. If you suffer from vertigo, I probably wouldn't go to Amsterdam. There was a lot of food on this trip, and a lot of queues for the food. Instagram has killed life, but this is Van Staple. They make cookies literally in front of you, and they are phenomenal. They literally melt in your mouth. If you've ever had a Domino's cookie, times that by 10. Like the stroop waffle, well worth the wait. I mean, look at that. And you can't go to Dam without doing a boat trip on the canal. For £30, I got a 2-hour boat trip. This is the Nemo Science Museum. If you're interested, there you go. I didn't go, but maybe it's for you. The tour took us round all of the canals and through all of the bridges. There were a few facts. There were a few free cans of Coke, or Chocomel, which is another great drink from Amsterdam, like a chocolate milkshake, I guess, in a can. From the boat, you get a different perspective of Amsterdam, and there's lots of different trips to book. The last sight from the boat tour is the Skinny Bridge. Now, I didn't know much about this before I went, but I saw it on a Ted Lasso episode. Couldn't bother to walk to it from my hotel, it's way too far. If you're into shopping, the city centre has a lot of that. A lot of it, as you can see. All the famous shops. And I know that we visited the Van Gogh Museum previously. I don't know why I didn't put this in the video beforehand, but, you know, this is the lobby of the Van Gogh Museum, if you're interested. Yeah. Sorry about that. As we approach the end of the video, I hope this has shed some light on whether you should go to Amsterdam or not. It's not my decision, it's yours. But here are a few things that I didn't get to see, and maybe you would like to see. So we have the Heineken Brewery tour. I like my beer, I just couldn't be bothered to do the tour. £27.50. I guess this is what it looks like on the inside. Another thing you might want to do is the Sex Museum. Very popular, £9. I don't pay for sex personally. And then you've got the most famous, the Anne Frank Museum, £14, but do book in advance. This is Fibo, which is kind of like a Greggs, but self-serve. Absolutely amazing idea. How this hasn't made it to the UK, I will never know. And then this was another stop I liked. It's called the Cheese Shop, where you can just try loads of free cheese. I think they want you to buy it, but I struggle just to pick it up. As always, I've recapped everything in one place just for you. So we have the flight at £75. The train was £3.50. Moco Modern Art was £23. Van Gogh was £20. Hotel was £2.20 for 2 nights. Boat tour was £30. Duck shop was free if you don't buy a duck. And the total was £150.20. That's for 2 nights and 3 days. That is Amsterdam. That is it. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. I don't mean to beg, but in this game you kind of have to. quick trip.